Living in the Light, Yoga for Self-Realization, my book with Sarah Platt-Finger, who's my teacher. And today, I want to expose 3 myths that the vast majority of humanity lives by, and how actually exposing these myths and understanding that they are myths can give us freedom from suffering, freedom from all that we call human suffering. Okay, so I'm reading from page 97, just a little bit. You are captive inside your body. That's myth number 1. Myth number 2, you were created out of matter. And myth number 3, your brain is doing the thinking. Okay, so maybe I'll just read this and then I'll explain it a little bit more. Myth number 1, you're captive inside your body. Can you feel yourself inside your head, looking out at the world, taking in its sights, sounds, smells, and textures? This is such a convincing experience that it is hard to fathom that it is false. But Royal Yoga teaches that it isn't. You aren't. You're not in your head or your body at all. Your body is a zone of awareness, and your mind shares the same zone of awareness. When we practice pratyahara, we understand this fundamental truth. Myth number 2, you were created out of matter. This myth was born out of the worldview that traces all of creation back to physical events, processes, and things. The thing that can be as small as a quark, the event as titanic as the Big Bang. Worldviews are consistent, but that doesn't make them the truth. Once again, pratyahara will free you from this myth. And myth number 3, your brain is doing the thinking. Turning the brain into a thinking organ is an offshoot of materialism. Whenever you're tempted to believe that your brain is the thinker, not you, look around you. Is your TV making the actors in a movie do what they do? Has the piano in the corner learned how to play Bach? Does your computer know what you mean when you type a word? A television, a piano, and a computer are passive instruments waiting for consciousness to activate them. Likewise, it is pure illusion to claim that the brain can think. Okay, now I'm putting aside the book. There's a lot more there, but let me explain the fundamental shift that is needed. Here's the explanation. There is only one subject of all experience. There is only one subject of all experience. Now, modes of experience are innumerable, maybe infinite modes of experience. And therefore, the objects of experience are also infinite, depending on the modes of experience. But the experiencer, the subject, is one. There is only one reality. So let's go a little further. Most people think, here, this body-mind is the subject and everything else is the object, okay? This is the subject, and those paintings, that furniture, this computer, you and your surroundings are the object. This is because of the illusion that I am inside my body, or what I call I am is inside my body. But actually, I am is the infinite, formless, borderless, irreducible, fundamental, without cause, spaceless, timeless awareness in which everything appears as the object, including the body-mind. So the body-mind is not the subject. The body-mind is as much an object that goes along with this experience that we call the universe. This body-mind and this world correspond, and they appear simultaneously on the screen of consciousness. And both this and all of that both this and all of that are correlated. If this disappears, all of that disappears. But both this and all of that are fluctuations of consciousness. And they are corresponding fluctuations of consciousness. These fluctuations of consciousness are called vrittis. So right in the beginning of the book, in the book, this part is mine, and then Sarah goes over the techniques that involve the body. I go over the techniques that involve mind and awareness. But here are the 3 opening sutras of yoga, which are universal. This is, of course, my interpretation along with Sarah's, but there are many interpretations, but they all start with the 3 opening sutras. Opening sutra number 1, now begins an exposition of yoga. Sutra number 2, yoga is the cessation or settling down of the modifications of the mind, vrittis. Sutra number 3, then the knower is established in its own fundamental nature. That's it. And what is that fundamental nature? Aham Brahmasmi, I am the universe. That's as simple as that. And then I am is experiencing as the subject this body-mind, all body minds, and all of this, all the objects, all the situations, all the circumstances, all the events, all the people, all the trees, all the stars, all the insects, all the water animals, all the earth animals, Milky Way galaxy, other galaxies, infinite galaxies, all recycling in this infinite awareness and evolving simultaneously as the modifications of chitta. So even to call it modifications of the mind is not accurate. Modifications of awareness that include that which we call the mind. So what's the point of all this? The point of all this is that by practicing the Royal Yoga practically, and this is a 30-day program for liberation from human constructs and therefore liberation from all suffering, a 30-day program for you to begin your journey to fundamental reality, which is the self of the individual, which is also the self of the universe, correcting the mistakes of the intellect, which are 3, basically. Universe is physical. Number 2, subject-object split. And number 3, the human look of the universe is the real picture of the universe, when in fact the reality always is infinite possibilities appearing as infinite looks or pictures of the universe, and you are that. So Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. Let's keep following up on this, and I hope when you read this book, it'll be much clearer, if it is not clear already. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Another human construct.